The man never imagined that because he was born with slow reflexes, his friends would send him to a medical facility with an unsettling atmosphere. On the surface, it looked like a legitimate hospital, but in reality it gathered a group of dangerous individuals. The doctors and nurses all looked pleasant, with attractive appearances, fit bodies, and gentle manners. Yet every one of them hid disturbing obsessions that could not be spoken of. There had once been a burly man who used to dominate restaurants wherever he went. After being sent here for only a few days, he changed completely. His spirit became drained, and the arrogance he once flaunted vanished without a trace. At the same time, a demon race girl with a dangerous aura tied Yuki to a hospital bed. She then took out a strange wedding ring. As long as someone put it on, the wearer would completely submit to the ring's owner. Earlier that morning, Yuki had caught a chill while bathing. This directly triggered a severe cold, and his condition was far worse than anything he had experienced before. Kakaro, who was usually skilled at healing, was completely helpless this time. Even her usual remedies had no effect at all. With no other options, they could only send Yuki to an unfamiliar hospital. The nurse who received them seemed odd, and the doctor in charge of the examination behaved strangely. All of this made Kyaru feel uneasy. Pikoramu tried to persuade her not to judge people by appearances. What made no sense was that a simple cold required surgery. Yuki's limbs were strapped to the operating table. The lighting was cold, the air oppressive, and the entire room felt more like a dissection chamber than an operating room. Outside the door, his friends panicked. Kakaro even began praying on the spot. Pikoramu tried to calm her down, but in the next second, a scream filled with agony came from the operating room and completely shattered her composure. Just as the situation was on the verge of spiraling out of control, a man with a terrified expression rushed out. Kyaru recognized him at once. It was the formerly arrogant strongman. He nervously warned them that this was not a hospital at all, but a prison used for human experimentation. Taking advantage of the doctors being occupied with the surgery, he tried to escape. Soon after, even more horrific screams echoed out. The demon race girl with an obsessive affection dragged the unconscious man back to the ward, softly murmuring the name of the one she loved. Witnessing this scene, they immediately wanted to take Yuki away. However, the doctors informed them that he needed to remain hospitalized for further observation. Even though their hearts were filled with dread, they had no choice but to leave for the time being. Meanwhile, the obsessive demon girl, unaware that Yuki was already in the hospital, recalled their brief yet intense encounter. She went out to search for his whereabouts and arrived at a fortune-telling shop. The fortune-teller summoned a strangely behaving undead spirit and foretold that her beloved would appear again when he breathed out warm air. She then went to a district where thieves gathered, waiting for guidance from fate. What she encountered instead was only a group of bad people. Reality once again proved that she found nothing at all. That night, Eriko passed by Yuki's hospital room. She heard rapid and painful breathing coming from inside. Yuki woke up in discomfort. The moment he opened his eyes, he met a gaze fixed tightly on him. His body could not move, as if an invisible force was pressing him down. The next morning, Pikoramu suddenly remembered a terrifying rumor. There was said to be a guild that had long been conducting illegal human experiments. Realizing the danger, they rushed to the hospital at once. At that moment, Yuki was being force-fed by Eriko. Outside the hospital, a large number of thieves had already surrounded the entrance. They demanded that the doctors return the jewels that had been taken from them. The doctors knew nothing about this. The conflict was about to explode. Amid the chaos, a massive battle axe flew in from the air, and the thief leader was killed on the spot. Everyone believed it was Eriko's fault, and what followed was a complete massacre. Eriko swung her weapon and instantly slaughtered everyone present. Then the doctor who had previously received them stepped forward. She unleashed large-scale magic, and explosions erupted one after another. She was directly